In 1966, Italian typewriters company Olivetti asked architect Louis Kahn to design their factory in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Joseph Reichwert, an architectural historian and critic, said corporations don't usually hire famous architects to create their factory buildings. Those architects probably wouldn't be interested anyway because of the limited creative possibilities. Olivetti, however, was then the most discerning patrons of industrial buildings, according to Reichwert, and Kahn was happy to work for a client as sophisticated as Olivetti. The critical design limitation was that the factory floor needed to be as open as possible to enable rapid reconfiguration of equipment to meet changing market requirements. The easy way to achieve this limitation would have been to build the factory as a steel frame structure. Still, Kahn didn't build any structures of that type after 1950, preferring the more monumental appearance he could achieve with concrete and brick materials. Kahn, relying on the expertise of August Commandant, a structural engineer and Kahn's preferred collaborator, instead designed the building in concrete. Employing techniques such as pre-stressing the concrete to increase its strength, making it possible to build more graceful structures than with ordinary concrete. The Olivetti-Underwood Factory consists of 72 pre-stressed concrete units locked together in an 8x9 grid. Each unit looks like a square dish with clipped corners perched on top of a relatively thin concrete column. More precisely, the dish is a prismatic concrete shell 15 centimeters thick, 9 meters above the factory floor and 18 meters across, covering a great 334 meters squared of the roof. Rainwater drains from the roof down a pipe in the center of the column. Because the outer four corners of each unit are clipped, a void is left at the place where the four units meet, allowing natural light to reach the factory floor through a translucent skylight. Kahn ran into problems when designing the factory's skylights. He ended up showing the plans to young Italian architect at the time, Renzo Piano, who used his connections with the Olivetti company to gain the equivalent of an internship with Kahn for several months while the factory was being designed, working primarily on the roofing system. Years before, Renzo Piano had designed the skylights in reinforced polyester of other Olivetti factories in Scarmagno and Crema. The Italian architect designed a structure similar to those he had already built. A square skylight 6.4 meters on each side, made of 16 pyramidal elements in reinforced polyester and assembled using steel rods and bolts. The pyramidal elements were connected so that the skylight presented a slight incline towards the four edges to ensure rainwater would drain away. The working space resulting in free and flexible space is punctuated by the regular grid of columns, with the ducts simply suspended from the roof structure. It is sharply configurated and can grow with additional requirements following the needs, respecting its grid and not losing its original character. The manufacturing of typewriters became obsolete and the factory was therefore renovated into a customer support center for Comcast Corporation, removing most of its original character and openness.